Madam, tell us your name and where you come from.
Yes, my name is Honorable Uto Jikere Godwin. I'm from Ondo State. I want to testify the goodness of the Lord on behalf of my son who is here by my side, called Emmanuel. Emmanuel suddenly fell sick middle of last month, that is October 15th. It's not as if he was sick before, but the attack just happened within some minutes. He developed movement objects in his stomach. Something was moving inside his stomach. And we did everything possible to ensure this thing go away, but the thing refused. We took him to the hospital first, one of the best hospitals in the local government, private hospital. When we got to the private hospital, the man admitted him in the hospital. He gave him treatment for 2-3 days. And after the 3 days, the sickness disappeared. And he discharged us from the hospital. We went back home. And when we got home, as a politician, our election was even very close then. So I was having an assignment at Akure, and I decided to move to Akure the following day. My wife was with him at home. And on getting to Akure, she called me that the sickness have started again, that Emmanuel started complaining about his stomach. I said, pray for him until I come back. So when I told her that she should pray for him, my mind within me was not too settled. So after when I finished the meeting, I had to rush down home. When I rushed down to Okitipa local government, as I was coming on the way, I began to call her number. While I was calling the number, nobody picked it. As at a point, one of my friends, the chief, he picked up the call and he said he's with her. I was not too pleased. I said, give the phone to her, I want to hear from her. He said, no, that she's discussing with the doctor. I cannot talk with her, so I begin to worry. So when I was coming, instead of me to go home, I said, no, let me go direct to the hospital. But my mind was not settled. As we were coming, I continued to make call about people that are close to us, those people that may likely be with her. So when I called one of them, she picked up and I said, what about my wife? She said she's discussing with the doctor. Okay, if that will be the case, I have a little bit of rest until I got to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, I discovered Emmanuel has been readmitted again in the same hospital. Then I moved close to the doctor. I said, doctor, what do you discover? Because we just left this hospital some 2 days ago now, and you have readmitted him. He said, what you discover from him is, what did he describe it? He said, a panic attack. He discovered that the boy is having panic attack. I said, what does that mean? Panic attack is just an ordinary English. It's not an earth language. So explain to me. He said that is what he can talk about. Okay. He began to administer drugs and injection on him to an extent that, as at a point, we cannot bear it. I said this sickness is not a medical one. Let's move him out of that hospital. So we said, decide this point for me. I want to go to another place. He said, if I seek for discharge, he said, we discharge him for him. Said, okay, no problem, not discharge him. He discharged him and I took him to one tradomedical doctor. He said it's a spiritual attack. He did a lot of things, but the sickness subsided for some time. Then I told my wife, instead of going to another place, let's go to the church. That is where we're going to sleep for that day. So we moved down to where we worship in Susan Believer Ministry at Okitipa. When we got to the place, we slept, 3 of us slept overnight. And in the early morning, because of the injection that has been given to him on and on now, he was feeling hungry. I said there is nothing available, it's very early. The only thing that is available is just biscuit and bread. So he said he liked the biscuit. He took the biscuit, just one parcel, second parcel, the third one. He said he's getting an inch in his side of his mouth. Before we got to know, he said the thing has got to the other end of the mouth. In fact, within the twinkling of our hand, I now discovered that his face was going the other way around. The tongue was coming out also. This is beyond human imagination. I went and called the pastor. He came to pray. Later, he asked us to take him to hospital. In fact, today, the Okada that took me to the second hospital, that is from the first hospital to another hospital in the same location. Flower Garden, they call that place Flower Garden. It's another private hospital, but the guy is very, very okay. When we got to the place, he admitted him. He asked us to pay all necessity, we paid them. Then he started to administer drugs and injection on him. He did everything till after 2 days. I discovered the sickness is getting worse. I asked him, doctor, what is the problem? He told me, said they discovered something, meningitis. Meningitis. How come? This boy was born in Lagos, brought up in Lagos, and he took all the necessary immunizations. So how come about meningitis? I said, that is not his portion. So the following day, the doctor now said that, okay, you don't know what is happening again, though, that we can move him forward if I desire. So if that will go to be the case, okay, let us go to the most popular and best hospital in Ondo State. They call it Trauma Center, Mother and Child Hospital. We suffer the vehicle, we move him down to Ondo Town where the hospital is located. They rushed him to the emergency center, he was admitted. Later, he moved us to his ward. They begin to administer all sorts of drugs, injections and everything. The sickness was not getting better. I said, how come? They said what they discovered is not even meningitis, that they discovered maybe something has biting before. Then we were there for 2 good weeks. The system is deteriorating. At a point he cannot eat again. To even swallow water is a big problem. We managed to feed him with tea and water throughout the 2 weeks in the hospital. When they said we should wait for their consultant, that their consultant is coming every Monday. Last week Monday, the consultant came. I went to the pharmacy to buy some drugs they prescribed for me. So when I came back, my wife told me that the consultant came and he said they had to discharge us to another hospital. I said, how come? So what did he discover? At the end of the day, he said his problem, they need to refer us to our Federal Medical Center to know what is exactly happening to him, that neurologists need to see him and provide solution for the sickness. So when I got that information, I became more worried. I said, from the inception, I told my people, this problem is not a medical solution. There is no medical solution. What I've seen from him is a spiritual one. So within that period, instead of me to go to our, I said, let them give me the referral letter first. This is the referral letter they gave me to the medical center at our Federal Medical Center. He gave me the referral letter. After collecting the referral letter, I said, I am going back home. I am not going to Federal Medical Center at all again. So when we got to, I discussed the issue with my elder brother, Isaac Chebukosi. He said, instead of going to any other place, why can't we call our brother, the man of God here, Prophet David Moses? He said we should call him, that he has seen a lot of problems here that has been solved amicably. So that was why my elder brother called him. Instantly we discussed we should not take the boy to any other place, we should come down here. So we got to this place last week, Thursday, and we brought him to Friday service, and man of God prayed for him. He administered, he did deliverance and healing for him, and his body was gradually picking up. Then on Saturday last week now, I discovered he feel no pain again. I asked him, do you still receive any pain? He said no. That now he can eat any food again. He finished everything. Within a short time, he demanded for another one again. Because he has not been eating, I said, no, let us not rush it. He will continue to eat. He will eat. After he gave him another one, he finished everything. This was how he became ill. And last week, Sunday also, he still did another deliverance for him. And from that very moment he did now, he feels no pain. He is very, very okay. He's ill and active. So I want to advise any member of this church that where you are is a place where God dwells. Jesus Christ is perfectly living in this church. It may be difficult to some other place, but what I know in this church is lives inside this place. It's not a visitor here. Jesus Christ lives here. So if you are here and you think or you are having doubt of mind that God is not here, I am telling you, hold him firmly. Whatever you want to do, request it with your full heart and believe that God is going to do it for you, and He will do it perfectly for you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Celebrate Jesus this morning for that testimony.